Imagine, if you will, a game with cute, adorable little animal friends that you lead, feed, build homes for, try to establish a community with. You're building a community for those loyal to you, and it's really wholesome. Some members may not like it, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, everything you're doing is for the greater good. Right? The premise of Cult of the Lamb is a simple one. It's a revenge quest, with some dark warlock-packed baggage alongside it. The game starts with this awesome quote just loaded with foreshadowing, and then you, this little lamb, being sacrificed by a group of cultists of a theology known as the Old Faith, which is shown immediately to be a cruel and bitter system of beliefs, led by a group of 4 bishops: Leshy of Darkwood, Heket of Enura, Kalamar of Anchordeep, and Shamira of Silk Cradle, although you don't learn their names until later on. After your execution, you are then greeted by an entity known as the One Who Waits, who has also been wronged by these bishops and offers you power if you promise to kill the bishops and serve them. Obviously, the only response is,
"You son of a bitch."
After that, you experience a plot that is based around getting revenge, with the presence of neat themes like the importance of choice and free will with the danger of vengeance, as well as the pursuit of power leading to corruption. And overall, its execution is pretty solid. However, the cult sim portion of this game is where a lot of the game's time is spent, but the vast majority of the game's story beats take place in the roguelite portion of the game, which does present some problems. The gameplay of Cult of the Lamb has 2 main portions, the cult sim and the roguelite portion. The cult sim portion is a fun time, but with the unfortunate weight of the important story beats taking place outside of your cult sim, it makes the cult sim feel a little bit like wasted time. It does irk me a bit. The cult sim, however, has a plethora of systems that keep managing your cult interesting, like sickness, the overall health of your cult. If you don't keep the cult commune clean, people get sick and die. Faith, the happiness of your cult. If people aren't having a good time, they will start to dissent, trying to get people to leave and stop believing in you. And hunger. People gotta eat or they're gonna die. Managing these status effects takes a lot of work, especially in the early game. If you plan on keeping your cult alive, and not just sacrificing them every chance you get, you will be a very busy little lamb. The cult sim portion of the game is also how you level up your character for going out on what are called crusades, aka the roguelite portion. It's also where you level up structures in your commune, you level up your cultists to generate more currency to level up your character, and you set doctrines to change on how your cult operates, and you gain access to rituals to interact with your cult and give it boosts, or you can give yourself a boost of XP by... The cult sim gameplay is deep. There's a lot to do, and at times it can be a bit tedious, especially with the harvesting of crops, which you don't unlock the structure to automate that process until the late game. That's the thing, your cultists have the ability to help you with a bunch of stuff, but they don't help you with one easy but very time-consuming task, harvesting crops. They don't help you harvest crops until the late game, at which point you really don't have to worry about harvesting crops because you have so much food at that point. That irked me a bit, but it is by no means a deal breaker. So, all in all, the cult sim portion is solid. Then there's the roguelite portion, which is a lot of fun and it's exciting. If you've played a roguelite and enjoyed it, you're going to like this game. There's a large selection of weapons and powers, and the tarot card system for getting bonuses for combat is fun and interesting. The boss fights are all fun. I have no complaints about the roguelite portion except for one thing, and it is also my biggest complaint with the cult sim portion of this game. And it is the lack of my favorite thing that this game does. So, my favorite thing this game does is when the game bridges the gap between the roguelite and the cult sim. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen often. So the gameplay of Cult of the Lamb is 2 fun games that work exceptionally well together, but they don't like each other very much, and they only see each other at family reunions. Unfortunately, due to that relationship, the cult sim portion can feel tedious at times, but there is one thing that shakes things up. So there is a minor third portion to this game that I didn't mention, which is a dice game called Knucklebones. This shit is super addictive and definitely ate up way more time than it had any right to do. I like rolling dice. I'm on a D&D show on this channel. Welcome to the channel. I'm a dice goblin. So if you tell me that I get to play a dice game I've never tried before, gambling for in-game currency that I can use to upgrade my commune and my cult, that is super easy to play in real life as well, sign me up! I like Knucklebones, you should try it. The soundtrack of Cult of the Lamb is very well made. The tracks that play during the cult sim make you want to build shit. All of the sound fits nicely within the composition of the music and the soundscape. It's a very pleasant game to listen to. Most of the music uses choral music in some way, often chopping up and distorting it, representing the corrupted religion of the old faith. But the odd tracks where the choir isn't distorted are hauntingly beautiful. The music perfectly represents what is happening at the time. When you're in your temple, it's eerie as you conduct evil rituals. Each of the regions you crusade into for the roguelite portion have awesome themes that really sell the unsettling nature of their environs. The boss music slaps. Each area has a mini-boss and a main boss. The music uses the same themes and motifs from the mini-boss fights, but adds onto it for the main boss fights to increase the gravitas. I could gush about the music forever, but I'll just say this. Each track is perfect for the situation. The vast majority of the tracks are already bops that I could picture in a chill music to start a cult to type playlist. My favorite tracks are and of course Knucklebones. Absolute banger minigame, banger theme. As you've probably seen, this game has an amazing art style that jumps between cute and simple to horrifying and hyper-detailed, kind of like SpongeBob. The transition between the two is purposefully jarring, and it is very effective. Most of the game you see the cute creatures doing their thing, and then the art style shift shows up to remind you of how messed up everything is and how messed up what you're doing is. The game looks great, and the thing about having an awesome art style is that art styles don't age like graphics do, so this game's style will be timeless. Cult of the Lamb is a game that understands how ridiculous it is, and due to that fact, it isn't afraid to lean into contrast to deliver both comedy and horror as part of its experience. Here are some examples. Each chapter of the game starts with a cryptic thematic quote that speaks to your vengeance-fueled journey, but the narrator sounds like this. The quote is dark and foreboding, but the voiceover is The story has serious themes, but it's being told through an adorable, childish lens, which makes it funny. As for the horror, I mean, just look at the bishop's designs. They are all disgusting. Sacrificing one of your cultists to the one who waits is suitably horrific. Speaking of, the one who waits, quick spoiler here for the end of the game. Skip to this time. Also, a quick emetophobia warning. 3, 2, 1. Look at this. What the fuck? Its eyeballs straight up ripped themselves out of his head, and now I'm fighting these just removed eyeballs. This is horrid, top grade nightmare fuel. The creators of Cult of the Lamb used contrast perfectly to lean into the ridiculousness of the concept of this game while also respecting how messed up the concept is. Playing Cult of the Lamb feels very similar to watching Happy Tree Friends, which, if you know, you know. I had a great time playing Cult of the Lamb. Despite my few complaints with the experience, I believe this game is worth experiencing at full price. If you can get it on sale, then absolutely grab it on sale, and give it a shot if you like roguelite games. It is a charming experience that doesn't take itself too seriously, has a fun art style, a banger soundtrack, and will most likely clock in around 20 to 25 hours on your first run through, which for the price is a damn good deal.
How about you, ewetube? You make that deal?
I'd make that deal.
I don't blame you. Damn good deal.
Hello! Thank you so much for watching the video. It means the most. I appreciate it a lot. Have you played Cult of the Lamb? What is your favorite roguelite or roguelike game? Mine, I think, up until this point would be Hades. I'm very excited for the sequel. Sorry for sounding like a zombie in this video. I was extremely sick for like 2 weeks, and I had to get this video done because I'm trying to get my release schedule down from 2 months to 1 month because these videos take me forever. Yeah. Anyways, once again, thank you so much for watching. It truly does mean the most. Stay safe out there, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a good one.